I'd now like to introduce the council member who represents this district, District 2. He's been a strong supporter of and an advocate for this library, and we thank him for that support. I'd now like to introduce Council President Pro Tem Kevin Faulconer.
Thank you, Carmen. Well, thank you, Carmen. Dr. Jacobs, I think that cell phone idea worked out okay. I think that was very, very good. You know, I am absolutely excited to be here, and it's great to look out and see so many people who are here this evening. So thank everybody for taking part of your time to really be part of San Diego history, because tonight, of course, we celebrate a new icon on our skyline. But beyond being just a visually stunning landmark, I think it's visual proof to every San Diegan that our great city continues to move forward as a center for innovation and learning. That's what this building is all about. And when I think back to that city council vote to approve this wonderful new central library, it brings a smile on my face. I'm not sure for all of you who were there, it brings a smile on your face, if you remember that, but it certainly brings a smile to my face, because I believe that the decision at that time was so clear, that it was so clear that this city must move forward. But yet, as is the case so often with any large-scale endeavor, the detractors were out in force. But ladies and gentlemen, I think all of you who are here tonight know that we were not sidetracked by division, by hyperbole, by politics. No, I think everybody here knows that we were united with a sense of purpose for creating something very, very special for families and future generations of San Diegans. And I was proud to make the motion to support this wonderful project. And on the City Council, in the face of many who said, this will never happen, why would you do that? We're here today to prove them wrong. This will be a center of knowledge for people of all ages and provide a school, as we've talked about, will serve over 500 young people. This new central library will be a place for our community to congregate, to enjoy art and culture, and I think most of all to encourage the passion that is learning, lifelong learning. That's what libraries are for. And I can tell you, and as I think everybody here who knows, that libraries are probably more relevant now than they ever have been. And you can see the usage of our library system, particularly during the last several years, a tough time in our economy, that bears that out. Just demonstrates that need and that use. And of course, as the mayor had mentioned, this project was accomplished by a team of leaders who worked together to deliver results. And I want to pay a special tribute to our Mayor, Jerry Sanders, who never wavered in his commitment into this project. Mayor Sanders, congratulations, sir, and thank you for your leadership. Of course, I'd like to thank Dr. Jacobs and Joan, who had the ability to stay with us from the very beginning, had the opportunity to visit City Hall on numerous occasions, a wonderful experience to see all of our folks. But thank you for all of your help. And of course, the Energizer Bunnies for this project. You want to talk about individuals that were there every single time. Committee hearing, council hearing. Anytime you get 5 people on a street corner to go talk about the library, Judith Harris and Mel Katz, thank you for your determination on this project. And if I also could, as somebody who, when I was running for council so many years ago, and I remember vividly a gentleman that I met with, got introduced to, we had a cup of coffee, and he said, Kevin, I want to talk to you about a project that I think we can do one day, which is a new downtown central library. Jim Daw, you, sir, were the driving force behind this. Thank you for everything, your continued support. The mayor thanked Rick Bach, and remember, this is the cleanest job site that I've ever seen. Did you know we were coming? All right, I don't know if it looks wonderful, and of course my friend Rob Quigley. Rob, iconic, remarkable. Thank you for everything. But I also want to thank all of my colleagues on the City Council who stuck by this project. I saw some. I'm going to hear from my colleague Todd Gloria here in a second. I saw Councilmember Carl DeMaio was here. Councilmember Marty Emerald. I know my former colleague, our Council President Scott Peters, who was a strong supporter of this project, was here. But also, I did want to pay special note to a guy who was on the council when this was talked from the very beginning, strong support of the library, Jim Medaffer. Jim, I know you're here wherever you, sir. Thank you, Jim, for everything you've done. So today is a significant milestone. This beautiful, beautiful building and dome is a monument, I believe, to determination, to strength, and most importantly in San Diego, ladies and gentlemen, perseverance. Congratulations on a job well done.
quickly, I want to bring to the stage now a friend of mine. I met Todd years ago, and I'm so proud that he supported this. He is actually my council person from District 3, so I'd like to bring to the stage now Todd, Gloria.
Thank you, Carmen. Good evening, everyone. I am thrilled to be here today for this latest addition to our beautiful skyline. And now I'm the new guy on the block. Some of you may know that this neighborhood downtown is being added to my council district. I couldn't be more thrilled about that. I have a saying that we don't do ugly in District 3. We only do beautiful. And so this is going to fit in really well in Council District 3. In truth, I'm here, of course, to say thank you. Thank you to all of you who are assembled here today, who made this a possibility. Of course, our Mayor, Jerry Sanders, Dr. and Mrs. Jacobs, thank you so much for your generosity in this and in so many different ways across our city. The Library Foundation, the school district, who we're going to have a public school that's right here in this building. Helen Griffin's there. She's right. She's going to be our principal of our school. She's going to be educating my kids from District 3 in this school, and I cannot wait. Turner Construction, Rob Quigley, Jim, Mel, Judith, all the donors, everyone who helped make this happen. As Kevin said, perseverance is a great word for public projects in this town. We got a few more to get done, and we're going to get those things done. Our city deserves the best, and this is the very best, and so I'm really proud of it. I'm excited about this project because how many of you saw President Clinton on The Daily Show a few days ago? He talked about San Diego, right? And he mentioned our mayor, Jerry Sanders, and Dr. Jacobs, and he mentioned that this collaboration between the public sector, the private sector, and nonprofit organizations can get amazing things done. And the president was 110% right, but he maybe missed one thing, because it's not just in the human genome and in high tech and life sciences, it's in arts and culture, it's in education. We're seeing it across the board that where we get things done is when we collaborate. This is a testament to collaboration, and I want to thank everyone who's been a part of that. I also want to say, and I've been fact-checked on this in the past, so go ahead and do it again because I may get it wrong, but I don't know. This project helped create 700, 800, I don't know, 1,000 jobs. Hundreds and hundreds of people had an opportunity to work here to get a paycheck in a difficult economy, and that's a good thing that we should celebrate. And in addition to the pride of the paycheck that they brought home, they're going to have the pride of bringing their children and their grandchildren to this site and said, I helped build this. And I think that's really magnificent. I'm also excited that our wonderful library lady, library director, Deborah Barrow, her and her team, who have been in a not so great facility for quite some time, are now going to have something that really matches their skills as professional librarians. And I just have to take the opportunity, my friend, my mentor, the person, if you think I do a good job, she deserves all the credit. Congresswoman Susan Davis is here. Susan, as some of you may know, yes, round of applause for our Congresswoman. Some of you may know that Susan's son, Jeff, is actually a city librarian, and so I know she takes personal pride in knowing that her son is going to get to work in this building and serve so many of our citizens. So, ladies and gentlemen, for all those wonderful reasons, because of what this means to downtown, and make no mistake, our branch libraries are so important, but they're as strong as our central branch library, but this is also a branch library for the people of downtown. I see many of you are here. I'm glad that this is going to be your branch library. And in summation, I just want to say what I always say about this project, which is that we've talked about a lot of civic projects in this town. You've heard about football stadiums, convention center expansions, new city halls. This is going to be the second one. The first one, and I hope you all will join me in early January when we cut the ribbon on the new Homeless Services Center in downtown. 365 days of services for the least amongst us will be our first civic project. Our second will be this one when it opens next summer. And I think that says so much about this city, that our priorities are straight, that we got it right, that we take care of the least amongst us first, and that we highlight and we respect arts and culture and learning and technology and innovation with this building. Be proud, San Diego. You should be proud because we have our priorities right. It is shown in this building right here. I couldn't be prouder to be a San Diegan. I hope that you are too. Thank you all very, very much.
So now the man, the myth, the legend. We're here to celebrate his dynamic vision and design, Rob Wellington Quigley.
Thank you. You know, sometimes I think San Diegans don't really realize what's being accomplished here in terms of construction and budget and those kinds of issues at a time or an age really when a piece of grass smaller than the footprint of this building and a couple of thousand chairs cost $1.2 billion. This group is building this library for $185 million. It's a phenomenal achievement that I just don't think gets recognized often enough. That is being accomplished because of the management team of the City of San Diego and Nikki and Cynthia and Darren, who's been here from the beginning on this thing, have really kept this moving forward and on the road. And of course, the other half of the architectural team, my partner, Art Castro. Where's Art? He has been just phenomenal with his crew from Tucker Sadler Architects in making this happen. And it goes without saying the extraordinary talents of Turner Construction. And Carmen, I wish I could name everybody or had time to name everybody who has actually made this project go forward. After 35 years of effort, the planets did truly align. Mel and Judith rode in on their matching white horses, reinforcing Katie Sullivan, Matthew, and the other board members who had worked literally decades to get this project off the ground. A devastating recession yielded an unexpected, unprecedented construction cost window. The state gave us yet one more chance to spend the $20 million that Deborah and her library crew had worked so hard to gain from the state. Generous donors, led by, of course, the Jacobs family, stepped forward. And most of all, a savvy mayor and an insightful council recognized that this was, in fact, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, this one little moment. And I wasn't getting any younger. But despite the risks, Democrats and Republicans came together for our city when it counted and got closure and made this building happen. Let me close with just a couple of comments on the dome itself. I love pointing out that this iconic dome was not my idea. It came from a workshop we held. Some of you were there 16 years ago now, I believe, in a warehouse on the bay, and we asked people, what is important to you? What would you really like to have? And they said, it has to be iconic. And I said, what's that mean? And they said, well, you know, something like a dome. And it really came from that discussion. It was a collective vision. The final structure above you is the result of over a decade of design effort. We were fortunate in finding an incredibly talented young engineer, a structural engineer who was fearless, figured out actually how to put that thing together. And we were fortunate again that Turner had on its staff Doug Wink. Doug, are you back there somewhere? It's one thing to envision and to design a dome like this. It's quite another thing to actually build it. And without Doug's genius and problem-solving capabilities, I'm not sure what we would have had. I, for one, worried most about the dome. There was no precedent. There was no model that could be followed. The contractor was really working in the dark from scratch to make this thing happen. The dome stands as an icon, a symbol of this city's commitment to literacy and community. And like the human spirits nurtured within, the dome is designed to be perpetual, in the perpetual act of becoming. It doesn't look finished, and it never will. It will always be becoming. It's intended to stand as a paradox, grand yet accessible, familiar yet unique, comforting and provocative at the same time. Permanent, yet always kinetic and ever-changing in the way it responds to the sun and the sky and the clouds. Thank you very much.